Could we start with your first name, please?
My name is Hansel Kwon, but you can call me Hansel.
Okay, Hansel. Nice to meet you. Let's start with a topic, feeling bored.
Okay.
Do you think childhood or adulthood is more boring?
I personally think childhood is more boring. And as per my experience, I think my past experience was very bored in my childhood because at that time I didn't have a lot of freedom, But after I become an adulthood, I can meet my friend and drink some alcohol and going to party. Yeah, I can join those activities. So I guess rather than childhood, adulthood is more exciting.
Okay, I see. What do you do when you feel bored?
Well, I am a very outgoing person, so as for me, I like to go out and meeting my friends, and also I like talking with them, and most important thing, I really like to eat some delicious food with them.
Okay. Yeah, another thing that we could ask you is, when do you feel bored?
Oh, I think I usually feel bored when I stay in home alone because, as I mentioned you before, I am a very outgoing person. So I like to, connected with some person. So at that time, I try to contact with my friends or families via my cell phone, SNS like that.
Okay. Do you often feel bored?
Well, actually, no, because honestly, I am a very positive person. So when I feel bored, I try to change my mindset. So I also, listen some kinds of K-pop music. So changing my mood.
Okay, that's very good to hear. Let's talk about friends. You mentioned them. Do you like inviting friends to your home?
Absolutely, I really love it because I like to, making some foods to serve my friends, and I also happy to chat with them and share the cook what I made with them. So it was very happy for me.
Okay. Do you prefer to spend time with one friend or with a group of friends?
Well, I think it depends on the situation. But personally, at most time, I like to spend just with one friend because I can only concentrate on that person. So I can, react about their conversation properly, and also I can hear what they told me more properly, I guess.
Okay. Do you have a friend that you've known for a long time, like a childhood friend or a school friend?
Yeah, definitely. One of my friends named Seoyeon, she was my middle school friend. But after we graduate from the school, we still contact with each other. And although we are working in another department, but we still contact each other. And sometimes we meet and talk about our daily lives. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds excellent. Where do you prefer to meet your friends?
Could you tell me one more time? Sorry.
Where do you prefer to meet your friends? Like, what kind of place do you like to go to?
I think I prefer to meet her in cafes because she is really coffee lover. Okay. Yeah, so she finds some list. She has some list about some cafe which she wanted to go. So we try to select one of them and we'll go in usually weekends, I guess.
And your other friends, do they enjoy doing similar things, or do your friends all like different types of things?
Well, it is, I think, varies from person to person. So if I meet a friend who has really active personality, then I try to meet him or her in front of gym or like in climbing.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think it depends on person.
Okay, that's very nice. Do you often go out with your friends?
Oh yeah, a lot of time. I think at least once in a week, I try to meet my friend in especially weekend because I am a worker, so I don't have a lot of time in weekdays.
It's very nice that you make time for everyone. Let's see. I think that's about it for part one. let's call it there. Let's try part 2.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you your topic here. You'll have 1 minute to make notes, and then after that, when you are ready, we can continue with that.
Okay.
Okay, so when you're ready, you can start making the notes.
Okay.
Okay, when you're ready, we can start with that.
Okay, let's start.
Okay.
I think there are a lot of inventions through our life, but I'd like to talk about internet and smartphone because I thought they changed our life in impressive way. So I think as for benefits they brought is, I personally believe that they reduced our geographic distance. So especially when you're working in your home and you are sick or something what happened to you, so you can go to attend to real physical institutes or worker place, but you can work or study in your home with your smartphone and internet. So I think they reduces some geographic distance, and they allowed us to join some internet community or internet lectures. So I think that's the biggest problem, advantage. But I also think they brought us some convenience because they usually, as for smartphones especially, we can grab them in our own hand. So when every time we want to search some information or contact with our friends, we can open our smartphone and use some fingers to scroll the screen and or scroll or swipe some screen till we can go to the information what we want to search. So I think those are the biggest benefits. And as for how it influences people of different age, I personally believe that it differs from younger age person and old age person, because as for youngsters, smartphone and internet could be a device that contact them to the more worldwide. And as for old people, I think they think smartphones and internet could be very difficult to use. And I think it changes people's lives more convenient and became only one to the worldwide.
Okay, fantastic.
Thank you.
You got a lot of information in a short time there. That was well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's look at some of the follow-up questions there. A big topic these days when we talk about technology is AI. So do you ever think that AI will replace human teachers?
Personally, I don't think so. The reason is that, AI is, although I don't have a lot of experience and knowledge about it, but I heard that AI is based on robotic and mechanic things. So, but, I guess teaching means that teacher need to watch and observe their students and find their strengths and weakness and try to build out them. So I think it couldn't be changed by AI or robotic mechanism, something.
Okay. What kind of inventions can be used at school?
Well, as I mentioned, part 2, but I think smartphone and internet could be used in school because everyone now has their own smartphone. So if teachers told them to please open your smartphone and find some information on the internet, then they can use their smartphone on the class, and I think that would be more memorable for students to remember about the class's contexts. Also, it will be more, easy for teacher because nowadays, I guess youngsters and kids are more familiar to using some smartphones or smart devices.
I see. What household appliances can make us lazy?
It's a very funny question, but I personally think robotic, vacuum cleaner, they make us more lazier than before because now we don't have to use our own vacuum cleaner to clean our house. However, we use some remote controller to use our robotic machine, then they can go crawl to the floor and clean our dust or something on the floor. So I think it makes us more lazier than before.
Do you have one?
No, unfortunately, I don't have one.
In the future, maybe?
Yeah, really.
What do you think is the most helpful invention at home?
Personally, I think laundry machine is the most beneficial one because at past we have to go to the stream and we spread all laundries and do some mechanical punch or some punch to wash our laundries. However, after it invented, we put all laundries on the laundry machine and use some washing function, and also it has some dry function. So I guess it is really convenient for person, especially people who living alone. So they can, when they want to put the new clothes, they just put all the stuff in the laundry machine and they go to wash and dry, and after that they could put it once again.
Okay. Another question that I see is often asked in discussions about AI would be whether you use it at work or not. That's a hot topic.
Okay.
So do you use AI in your job?
Well, actually, I am now currently working as a nurse in a hospital. So
hopefully you don't.
Yes, unfortunately, I don't use AI. But I heard that nursing association and the governments try to use some AI technology in our medical service system, especially electronic medical devices and some recording systems. So I guess they will install that, as soon as possible, I guess.
Okay, so it's used more on not on the nursing side, but rather like the administration side?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. Do you think AI would help you a lot if they were to use that for those types of things?
Well, I think as for working as a nurse, I think AI could help me a lot because, nurses do their job with doctors, but unfortunately there are sometimes doctors are not available. For example, they go to operation or they do some emergency situation. At that time, we don't have doctors, but we try to deal with problematic, and difficult patients with emergency situation or something else. At that time, I think AI could help us because it has some protocol. So I think it would allow nurses to give some protocol to deal with the difficult and emergency situation like that.
I see. Okay, I think that's it for part 3 as well.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let's have a look at our evaluation here. I think if I had to give you a score personally, I would go for a 6, 6.0. Do you want to hear the positive or the negative first?
Well, negative first.
Okay. In terms of negatives, I think there's a bunch of small things that are holding you back from getting like a 6.5 or a higher score. It's grammar.
I know I have some problem with articles and some plurals.
Plurals, articles, and just sometimes like choice of words.
Yeah, I know I have those kinds of, drawbacks.
It's something like the difference between bored and boring. Like I think there was one case where you said you felt boring. In like normal communication, obviously I know what you mean, but in the test context, I think that's something that they would mark you down on. Using the right form, I feel bored, or the situation is boring, like being able to distinguish between those. I think another example of that you were talking about, just trying to think of the right way you said it. You said when I was adulthood.
Yes.
Yeah, we would rather say when I'm an adult. Adulthood is like the condition or the time of your life.
Okay.
But you are an adult. Same for child and childhood. Another little mistake was like saying connected instead of connect. Or to show my cook. To show my cooking would be the correct way.
Right.
It's little things like those that you can improve on. And I think if you were to improve on that and you spoke with the same confidence that you did today, I think you could get a 6.5. Like that is something you could aim for.
Okay.
right there, I bring you into the positives.
Okay.
You spoke with a lot of confidence.
Is that an advantage?
Yeah, of course.
Oh.
Confidence. What I really liked is not just your confidence, but also the fact that you could keep speaking. We also look for that.
Oh.
You're not hesitating, you're continuing to speak. You can carry a conversation. Like, those are all positive things. The only negative thing that I could say about that, you speak a little bit too fast sometimes.
Yeah, I know that.
It's like you, especially in the part 2, you got a lot of information in like 2 minutes. So I don't know if, is that your natural way of speaking?
Yeah, because I speak the similar tone with Korean too. So
Okay.
I know that, although some patients also complain me about that, but sorry, but you can hear my pronunciation, like this.
Yeah, like, I think speaking too quickly, if that's your normal way of speaking, it's harder to fix that habit. But I would say if you're in a test, try to think of it as a test. Try to slow down a little bit. I'm thinking of it not just in terms of me understanding you. Like, I can understand you just fine. But if you speak very quickly, I'm always worried that a student who does that, you kind of trip over your own words. Like, you speak too quickly, maybe you get confused by speaking too quickly. So I'm just worried about that.
Okay.
So if you're speaking too quickly, just slow down. Give yourself some time to think about what you're saying. Otherwise, another interesting one was talking about mechanical work. When you did explained about the washing, we could say that is manual work. Or physical work. That would be a better term to use, but it's I guess maybe a little bit of Konglish there.
I think so.
But yeah, otherwise, I think those are the negatives and the positives. I think overall definitely a 6. I think a big benefit for you is your confidence, because once you step out of like the IELTS world and you go into normal life, being able to communicate is also very important.
Okay.
And the fact that you have that confidence and that willingness to speak, it's very good for you. So yeah, try to keep that in mind as you're going forward.
Okay, thank you.
Any questions from your side?
Is that, well, actually, I don't have any other, I don't think about taking another IELTS exam, but I just curious about, is it separated, normal conversation words and IELTS conversation words is different?
You're not graded or judged in a normal conversation.
I got it.
Like in a test situation, there's always criteria, things that we look for in order to give you a grade.
Okay.
But in real life, the most important thing is being understood. I think in any test, it's the same as when you studied for nursing and when you do the job itself. There's a lot of things that you do take from your course that you did study, but there's also other things that the studying doesn't cover. I think it's good to look at IELTS in that way. IELTS can give you a lot of skills, but just because you can do IELTS doesn't always mean you'll be perfect in real life. Like, you have to approach it in that way. Think of it as giving you a lot of benefits, but after you did IELTS, the work isn't finished.
Got it. Thank you.